Commander's Log, Stardate 150524. How's everybody doing this week? I'm not doing too bad. I'm doing okay, hanging in there. I got a new sponsor for y'all this week. I just recently got in touch with a man. He does a podcast. If you haven't heard of it yet, Synthaholics Anonymous. He is this week's unofficial sponsor. Check him out. You can check out their webpage at www.synthaholics.com. He also does an iTunes podcast, and he's also on Stitcher. Don't worry about all that. I'll drop the links. I'm going to drop the links in the post. But check him out. It's Synthaholics Anonymous. It's a good podcast ran by David Duncan, new friend of mine. David, well done. I've listened to your podcast a few times. I love it. It's good stuff. You guys, when you guys get going, you guys get going. You guys are nuts. But hey, you know what? That's pretty cool. To you guys, I give you the Prosper Salute. And I am looking forward to collaborating with you guys in the future. Ran by David Duncan and Aaron O'Brien. Check them out. If you guys are Star Trek fans, you're going to like it. If not, I think you still might like it. Either way, it's a good production. I highly recommend it. All right. Let's get this week's beverage going. Tea, Earl Grey, hot, large. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get the show going. Cheers to y'all. Qapla', as they'd say in the Klingon Empire. Ooh, man, I need to get that replicator fixed. All right. First birthday from the week, from the 18th. Good friend of mine. He's a fellow Colts fan. I knew him in Germany. Ryan Shoemaker. Ryan, how you doing, bud? How's life treating you? I hope things are going well for you in Germany. I hope you're doing okay. Are you ready for a good football season this year? I know I am. Hey, Ryan, cheers, my friend. And happy birthday, too. Next up from the 19th, this man, oh my goodness. You look at him, he looks a lot like Scotty does from the movies. The later movies. Star Trek 4 through Generations. Looks a lot like him. I've seen the man do his impression of Scotty online. It is wonderful. Carl Sheldon. Now, Carl is an actual engineer. He is a legit, no kidding engineer. Carl, my friend, how are you doing? I hope you and your family are doing well. I hope this entry finds you and your family doing well. I hope things are going well for you. And I got one more thing. I asked Carl about this, about the time Grace Lee Whitney passed away. I asked him, I said, when you met Grace, did she have a similar reaction to you that Nichelle did? He told me, he said, she looked at me, that Grace looked at him and said, there's my old drinking buddy. I thought that was kind of cool. That was epic. Carl, my friend, happy birthday to you. I really hope this finds you well. And let's drink. All right. The tea's still a little hot. I need to get that replicator tuned up. Next birthday, from the 20th. I knew her in Germany. Stephanie Horridge. She actually worked with my wife. She actually worked with the house commander. But hey, Stephanie, how are you? How's life treating you? I see you're settling in well wherever you moved to. I forget where you went. But hey, I'm glad things are going well for you. Stephanie, my dear, happy birthday to you. All right, next on the list. Now, this guy I worked with in Germany. He is a phenomenal dude, good guy. Think highly of him. Buzz Gilson. Buzz, what's up, man? Saw where for your birthday you had a giant 3-liter beer. Were you able to tame it all? I'll tell you, I don't mind admitting this because you know what they say. Excuse me. You know what they say. Getting help or admitting you have a problem is the first step of getting help. But on your birthday, I saw you had the 3-liter beer. The beer that probably sits about maybe that high. When I found out I got my job promotion, I did the 3-liter beer. I only drank about 2/3 of it, but hey, I gave it my best shot, and that's all you can do. But hey, I hope you were able to take it all. Buzz, my friend, happy birthday. Hope you're doing well, and let's drink. All right. Next birthday on the list. I actually work with this guy here, Earth Station Okinawa. I went through a class with him in Florida. God's waiting room. Went through a class with him in Florida back in, and here I am here we are together again today. Andy Nail, how you doing, bud? I saw recently you went to England and you saw The Lion King on stage. Man, you and I need to talk about that. That show means a lot to me. I mean, seeing it on stage, I can't even watch the movie anymore. On stage, the on-stage production was the superior product. Plus, nowadays, there's a lot of sentiment to it. You and I just need to sit down and talk about it sometime. Shoot the shit, whatever it is. Maybe enjoy a beverage sometime. But hey, happy birthday. Looking forward to meeting your better half when she gets here. All right. And moving on from the 22nd, gal that's actually here on Earth Station Okinawa. I have yet to meet her. Frances Lee. She's a big old Star Trek nut like I am. I think your favorite series is Voyager, if I'm not mistaken. But hey, Frances, sweetheart, how are you? I hope you had a happy birthday. I hope your husband spoiled you. And hey, let's drink. All right. And the final birthday for the week, I almost missed it. I'm glad I didn't. Fellow Colts fan, Michelle Lucas. Michelle, I hope you're like me. I hope you're ready for a good Colts season this year. I know I'm ready for a changing of the guard when it comes to the dynasty. But hey, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. If it does, it does. If it's not us, it's not us. I know. I'm ready for it. But hey, Michelle, happy birthday, my dear. All right, birthdays done. Let me give some additional greetings. I already talked about David. I talked with him for a good long bit last night. Dave, I hope things are going well for you, man. I really am looking forward to collaborating with you in the near future. You, and as long as you got faith on your podcast with you, that is going to be awesome. I listened to your latest episode last night where you covered Bada Bing, Bada Bang. Good stuff. I really liked it. Y'all were into it. And I'm really looking forward to sitting down and talking some serious Trek with you guys. Dave, Faith, let's do this. All right. I gotta give some love to Aaron Eisenberg. Aaron, my friend, I said it yesterday. I posted it on your Facebook wall yesterday. I'm gonna say it again. I watched It's a Paper Moon. Actually, when I sent that message to you, I had just finished it. But It's Only a Paper Moon. I seriously think that is by far the best Nog episode. Right behind it is Heart of Stone, where Nog goes to Commander Sisko and says, hey, I want to do something worthwhile with my life. I want to join Starfleet. But It's a Paper Moon, by far your best work ever. Ever. Put it down on paper. I'm putting it on YouTube. That's it. It's a Paper Moon. You and James Darren, you guys carried that show. You got, my hat's off to you. My hood's off to you. Whatever you want to call it. It's off. Now it's back on. The Prosper Salute, my friend. I am really looking forward to meeting you sometime at a convention. Aaron, much respect to you, my friend. And I drink to you. All right, next up on the list. I actually ran into her yesterday. Chrissy Zest. Chrissy, man, you're right there, you know? Yeah, words can't describe it right now. Chrissy, I wish you luck with your new little one that's on her way. Baby Zoe, isn't it? Wasn't that the name you settled on? I think I remember seeing that. But hey, Chrissy, congratulations to you on the upcoming birth of your child. Birth. I said it like it already happened. But no, congratulations to you on the pending birth of your child. I hope she's happy, and I hope she's healthy, and I hope she lives a good long time. All right. Moving on. Another friend. I knew her in England. She is a big old Star Trek nut like I am too. The only problem is she's a Patriots fan. Michelle Clemish. Michelle, how are you, sunshine? See you're living in Arizona. I hope life's treating you well. I hope you were able to get to the Super Bowl. I saw where you were trying to go. I mean, for you living in Arizona, being able to go to the last year's Super Bowl where your team was playing. Yeah, I'm not going to touch that. Hey, but seriously, I hope you're able to make it to a Super Bowl. That's something that not many people could say they were able to do. Living in a state where your team was playing in the Super Bowl in the same state, you know? Okay, that probably sounded confusing. But I hope you get what I'm trying to say. I hope you made it, but at the same time, it's one of those, hey, it's understandable if you didn't. But hey, Michelle, I drink to you. I look forward to talking Trek with you sometime. All right. Moving on. Now, I have yet to meet this lovely lady, but she is living in Nebraska. Talking about Kim Roddenberry. Let that sink in for a minute. You heard me right. Kim Roddenberry. Now, I don't know if she's part of the Roddenberry dynasty that brought us Star Trek. I really don't know. I hope she is. But Kim, I hope things are going well for you. I really do. I've been seeing where you've had some stuff you've been dealing with. I hope you're able to get through it. I hope you made it. I hope everything's good. I drink to you, my dear. All right, 2 more, almost done. 2 more. Let me talk about Samantha McClinton for a minute. Living in Italy, you know, the land of dirty. But yeah, I'm sorry. I wasn't a big fan of Italy. I wasn't. I hope you're loving it though. I hope you're living life. I saw where you were just in Greece not too long ago. But Sam, I hope life's treating you well. You know, Sam's actually responsible for getting me jerseys. Yep. She's responsible for getting me personalized Indianapolis Colts jerseys. If I'd thought about it, I'd have had one out. But yeah, good work. She was able to get it for me in Korea. Sam, much love to you. The Prosper salute. I hope I have the chance to meet you sometime and we could share some adult beverages. But in the meantime, let me sip on my tea. All right. And last but not least, on my list of personal greetings, I've known this guy ever since we were in high school. I think, believe it or not, one of the shows that we had in common that actually got us hanging out together for a short time was MASH. Yep, that same MASH back in the 70s and 80s where Alan Alda, you know, where it was funny for the first half, and then the last few years it got very serious and heartfelt and everything else. But yeah, Sam, how you doing, my friend? You frickin' po white boy. How's it going, man? I hope you're doing okay. I hope things are going well for you. I really do. We need to sit down. We need to hang out. We need to enjoy some MASH together sometime. And hey, I'll drink to you, my friend. All right. That takes care of the additional greetings. Let's move on to this week in Trek history. I only have 4 items of significance for y'all. May 20th in the year 1936, Anthony Zerbe was born. Well, who is that, you might be asking? He played suspected Section 31 operative Admiral Matthew Doherty in Star Trek Insurrection. Now, why am I mentioning him, you might ask? Easy. He was one of the characters that could have went either way. He could have been a bad guy, could have been a good guy. I think he started out as a bad guy, but he saw the error of his ways. He tried to make up for it, but it just didn't happen, man. It is what it is. Turned 79 on the 20th. Also born on the 20th in the year 1960, John Billingsley. Now, StarTrek.com missed this one. I can't do it. I can't bring myself to do it to StarTrek.com. I can't do it. It's implied. StarTrek.com is highly illogical on that one. But anyway, John Billingsley played Dr. Phlox on Enterprise. Turned 55 back on the 20th. And on the 23rd, two of them. First in 1994, the series finale of The Next Generation aired All Good Things, which dealt with Captain Picard moving back and forth through time. And in 2001, Endgame airs Star Trek Voyager's finale, which finally got, well, I'm not going to leak anything big. You know what? Spoiler alert, Voyager got home. Voyager finally got home after 7 years in the Delta Quadrant. Congratulations to Voyager, you finally made it. That's this week in Trek history. Now, Josh Baker over at Beer and Song of the Day made a recommendation. I'm going to try to do it as much as I can. I'm going to do the best I can with it. But I've been sharing on the Prosper Facebook page the poll from StarTrek.com. Last week's poll asked, which Star Trek The Next Generation character do you think should have been promoted to Admiral? I'm going to find it on the Prosper Facebook page. Bear with me. I probably should have prepared a little bit better. I know, Josh, you probably want to give me a GFY. I don't care. You can. It's deserved. I earned it. You know, like Smith Barney, as you would say, made it the old-fashioned way. I earned it. But hey, it is what it is. I do happen to know that the fans thought that Captain Picard is the main character that should have been... here it is. Here it is. Let me pull it up. I can read off all the percentages to you. We can knock that out and we can move on. Okay. All right. The question asked by StarTrek.com, which of these TNG characters would you promote to Admiral if they could, or if you could? Well, your choices were Data, LaForge, Riker, Picard, Yar, Beverly Crusher, and Worf. Well, more than 12,000 fans voted, and Captain Picard edged out with 56%, with a 56% vote. His next closest rival was Data with a mere 16%, followed by Riker at 14%. Worf brought in a mere 6%, Dr. Crusher 4%, Geordi LaForge 3%, and really, only 1% of 12,000 people said Tasha Yar. That's like 12 people. I'm sorry, that's like 120 people. But hey, those are your results. This week's poll, if you haven't had a chance to vote, said Star Trek had its serious moments and not so serious moments. I'll pull up the question right quick. I'll pull up the actual question right quick. If I can. There we go. The question, which Star Trek series had the most humorous moments? If you haven't taken a chance to vote, go to StarTrek.com and vote now. Get your answers in. Let your voice be heard. All right. Trek history done. Star Trek poll done. Let's move on to the databanks for this week. This week's episode, we go to the original series with The Apple. The Enterprise crew discovers an Eden-like paradise on Gamma Trianguli 6, controlled by a machine that is revered by the local humanoid primitives as a god. A machine that's a god. Fascinating. Let's move behind the scenes, shall we? Spock's lightning burned shirt was auctioned off at a science fiction convention in 1967. Okay. That's a weird one to start off with. This is the episode in which the red shirt phenomenon comes to the fore. Every red shirt male in the landing party dies horribly. Hindorf is killed by the planet's poisoned darts. Kaplan by the lightning. Mallory is blown up by an exploding rock. And Marple is killed by a blow to the head. Whew. Thank God I wasn't wearing a red shirt and I wasn't on that planet. Whew. Of his many appearances in Star Trek's second and third seasons, this was the most dialogue J. Jones ever delivered. Who the hell was J. Jones? I don't know. In fact, his only other speaking roles are 3 words in The Tholian Web and a couple of brief voiceover lines in Cat's Paw. Who the hell was J. Jones? I probably should have been a little prepared. Whatever. I don't care. I do it for fun. I do this for fun. Alright, let's go back. Footage of the Enterprise firing phasers down to the surface of a planet is reused from Who Mourns for Adonius. Hey, back in the day, you got to recycle what you can. That's a big money saver. Walter Koenig seems to have discarded the wig he used in his earlier episodes. Since his own hair was now long enough, it was not necessary for him to wear it anymore. How many of you didn't know he wore a wig? How many of you did know? Yeah? Alright. The sparkling effects as Val is attacked by the phaser barrage were lifted from the opticals used for the companion in Metamorphosis. They will appear again in the opticals for the creature in Obsession. See? It's all about recycling. Here we go. Here's another one. Celeste Yarnell wore Grace Lee Whitney's costume left over from Season 1. It was recut and fitted to suit her. Worrying if Whitney might return and need the costume, Bill Thies assured her that she will never return. That's terrible. I talked about that 2 weeks or so. I talked about that in my entry 2 weeks ago. But hey, it is what it is. Let's move on. George Takei and Nichelle Nichols do not appear in this episode. After reading the script, giving Akuta an antennae implanted in his head, Bob Justman jokingly suggested they should cast Ray Walston, famous for his portrayal of Uncle Martin in My Favorite Martian, for the part. 2.5 decades later, Walston was indeed cast in Star Trek in the role of Boothby in The First Duty. I don't think anybody else could have played Boothby better. I really don't. But, thank you, Memory Alpha, for getting me off track. Spock states that he has an accessible value in this episode, which he begins to enumerate as 122,200 after Kirk asks if he knows how much Starfleet has invested in him. Kirk promptly cut him off. I believe his exact words were, "Never mind." McCoy describes the poison in the thorns that killed Hindorf and injured Spock to be like saponin, only 1,000 times stronger. Given the potency of sapotoxin, this would give it an approximate LD50 of 1 milligram per kilogram, earning it as a Class 1 toxin. Extremely toxic on the Hodge and Sterner scale. Whew. Remind me not to go to that planet anytime soon. Here we go. It is established in this episode that the warp nacelles can be discarded from the ship and that it is a dangerous process. That'll come in handy later. Well, actually, no, it won't, because I don't think it was ever touched on again. Anyway, this episode's original script called for an emergency saucer separation. However, due to budgeting, the effect was only mentioned but not seen. The first time it will be seen is in the Next Generation's pilot episode, Encounter at Farpoint. In a special feature on the 2009 Star Trek DVD, Anton Yelchin, who plays his alternate counterpart in the film, specifically mentions Chekhov's behavior in this episode, seemingly more concerned with macking on Landon than completing the mission at hand, as a prime example of the eccentricities which, in Yelchin's opinion, were the best thing about the character. Neat. And finally, this episode was adapted into issue 13 of IDW Publishing's alternate reality Star Trek ongoing comic series. Hindorf. In this version, the red shirts survived their ordeal, although Hindorf, who was known as Cupcake in the 2009 film, wonders if in another universe everyone died. You know, that's kind of funny if you think about it. But hey, that's it. That's all I've got for this one. This one didn't take as long. I'm doing something I don't normally do. I'm going to keep on drinking this. I'm not going to finish it on the show. It was too hot. Thank you, Replicator. But hey, you know what? This one was fun. But hey, you know what they say. All good things must come to an end. So hey, with that being said, it's time for me to make like the Enterprise and warp out. Everyone take care. Have an awesome night or day. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and if you do, name it after me. Don't drink and drive because, well, you might spill your drink. But more importantly, you might kill yourself or someone else, and drinking and driving is dumber than being a Sequest fan. And what's worse than that is rooting for cheating crybabies like Tom, hey, can I deflate these footballs anymore and lie about it? Brady, men slapping women, racism, animal abuse, fake friends, people who welch on bets, or anyone who is a member of, supports, or defends the Westboro Baptist Church who tried to picket Leonard Nimoy's funeral but couldn't find it. Things like that are highly illogical, and I will not make time for them. So please, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and as always, live long and prosper.